Hello, Professor Susstrunk. My name is Yunzi, and I was a master's student at Dartmouth College. And I think I'm interested in knowing, how did you get started in research in computational photography?
Well, it's an interesting kind of question. So I literally, after high school, went into one of those career advice centers. And when I went back for the results, they told me they've never met anybody so disinterested in anything. So don't even know what to recommend to me. However, I was sitting there while I was waiting, and I looked through a book of ETH Zurich, and they had this bachelor in scientific photography. And I always loved photography, so even as a kid. So I thought, okay, well, even if they couldn't advise me to do anything, at least I found my profession, and that was scientific photography, and that's how I got started.
Thank you very much. So, since you started your career, what do you think excites you the most about doing research in this field?
What excites me the most is actually in photography, the receiver is the human. So we are actually looking at images. So I make that distinction as opposed to maybe computational imaging or computer vision. It's usually in computational photography, it's a human looking at the picture. We know relatively little about the human receiver. However, when I show you a picture, you know I like it or I don't like it. But how do you write a loss function, or how do you create an algorithms for your like and your dislike? So there's so many things we don't know yet, so many things we can still improve. And I've always been passionate about photography, and so I'm still passionate to finding the solution of making you the most perfect photograph that you ever wanted to have.
Thank you. I wonder if during your career you have moments where you feel like an imposter or feel like things have been challenging, and how have you been dealing with that feeling?
Oh, all the time. You just fake it, because everybody around you fakes it. And here, I mean, I'm kidding a little bit, but I'm actually quite serious. There are many times where you kind of go like, not totally sure, and there's two ways of dealing with it. Sometimes, yes, fake it, because some people want to actually jump on your insecurities and put you down. And other times, just admit it. Nobody knows everything. One can just say, I don't know. Explain it to me. You know more about this than I do. I would like to learn, so explain it to me. The trick is, of course, to know when to say what. And that is sometimes not that easy. But most cases, one thing you just have to know, everybody feels that way.
Thank you very much. That really encourages me to think more, because I feel that very often. I guess when you think about like researchers that are starting out in the field, what do you think is an important quality or thing to have in mind or develop, either some ability or some quality? Like, do you have any advice?
Yes, and actually it is almost an answer to your previous question. Learn how to fail. That's exactly it. We're going to try and research. You're going to have so many ideas, and you're going to try some, and not all of them will work. Don't ever think you failed. You learned something. Didn't work, you learned something. Take that as an addition, kind of going like, oh, okay, didn't work, but I learned something. So instead of looking at it as a failure, look at it as one more puzzle piece in your backpack of knowledge. Really, it's about trusting yourself, knowing that yourself is just going to be continuous learning experience. And during that learning experience, failure is actually part of it. But just do not look at it as failure, because if you think about it as a failure, it's going to put you down. Look at it as a learning experience. Move on and do it. And I think being able to actually put, quote, failure in its right place, that is one of the things you should learn in research. And then, having also said that, is that what I'm still passionate about it is that I'm actually getting paid to learn. That is very, very nice. And not many people have that opportunity.
Oh, that's very nice advice. Thank you very much. I think another question that I'm particularly interested in is after all these years, how do you like develop new ideas? You said that you're interested in how like the human perceiver receive the image. So like, is that usually where you draw inspiration from, or is more like these are the practical applications? Do you start from there, or how do you develop new ideas?
A little bit of a mixture of everything, right? I mean, I've been sitting in conferences and then going like, oh, listen to a paper and go, oh, what about if one would try that? So very much inspired by other people's work. Sometimes also very much inspired by serendipity encounters, like a professor in comics at the University of Lausanne, and then we did some. Actually, this one was computer vision on comics, right? What will it work on comics or not? I mean, all. I mean, it's basically a little bit of everywhere, right? And sometimes, yeah, again, we're not. The new paper comes out about how our human vision system works, and saying, oh, okay, could we use this in an algorithm? So many actually different. Places. And then, of course, once you have the idea or the question, then the whole thing of the implementation comes in. How do you actually prove or disprove, or how do you actually solve this? But here I can count now on a good number of PhD students who helped me with that part of it.
Thank you very much.